Woo, woman seeks divorce because she just found out her husband is a racist. We got to check this one out. All right, we got to check this one out. All right, we got to check this out. Now, the original one from Zech Plays, good stuff here, man. But let's go ahead and see why this video is so popular right
We
now.
met on a dating app with the premise of what a dating app is, just a hookup.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any preconceived notions. But when we first met each other, that spark was undeniable. And so
Look at
when,
Adam.
you know,
Happy.
then that's when we decided to maybe think about
Extend the
extend
relationship a bit.
Exactly. And then once you do that, then you start going into your personality and different things, and that's where the differences came in.
Yeah, what differences? I mean, I see one. You're black and he's white,
Right.
but list some others.
Actually, even deeper than the main one that you see, the obvious one that you see, was that strong in our situation because I'm from California. I'm from San Diego. I'm used to diversity. So, being with somebody of a different race is not something that is a big deal for me. It's whoever. But by him being from where he's from, the country, small towns, where in actuality,
Well, in actuality, they are pretty racist. Those little small pockets of just country towns, I hate to say it. Man. Y'all got a bad name, got a bad rep for being racist. You get to these major cities or more populated cities where it's more mixed, more diverse, especially on the West Coast. You got to understand it's super diverse on the West Coast. There's a lot of people from a lot of different countries along Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, the same way on the East Coast when you start thinking Miami, New York, and all those places. A little bit down here in the South, too. You got Houston, which is really diverse. You got New Orleans, which is, diverse. It's kind of getting mixed up a lot, too. So you have that. But if you take a small town country boy that, from a population of 1,000 white people and you show him a black lady, he's falling in love. He might not get the same support from his family member that is just not used to that sort of love.
I really believe that I'm the only black person that he's really ever known in his life.
Now, Mr. Welton, is she the only black person you ever known?
Pretty much.
For real? That
No.
can happen.
I mean,
You live in a small town, don't travel much, that can happen.
Yeah.
And now, with that as backstory, what were you thinking about on the dating apps? I'm gonna see what it's like on the other side.
Yeah, I mean,
Let me go ahead and get a little some of that dark meat, My boy said he wanted to see what the coffee tastes like.
I just wanted to experience something different, I guess.
And you end up liking one another. Were you surprised?
Definitely. And she was way different than I expected when I met her.
Great.
I mean, I've never really met too many black people. It was more what I seen on TV.
Right.
And I know you can't believe everything you see on TV, but it's kind of...
But if that's all you know.
Right. So I was expecting, a little more ghetto girl, I guess. And, and I didn't know how to explain it, but when we started talking, I was like...
Talking about a stereotype right there, I was expecting more of a ghetto girl. Homie ran across an educated black woman from a diverse city with a diverse upbringing and shocked him. Shocked him so much that he fell in love with her.
Like, whoa, she used words I had to stop her from, and it's like, well, what does that mean?
Right. Educated, intelligent.
Yeah,
And that wasn't in your list of qualifiers for black folk, typically.
Well, I mean...
And I ain't mad. I'm not mad. I'm just saying that's not how we are typically portrayed in the media. That's what I'll put it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it caught me off guard.
Ms. Hugel, you say after a while, though, when he got comfortable with you.
It's crazy. I know that, man, for all you black women out there that have emotional intelligence, real intelligence, man, IQ, EQ, all that good stuff. I know y'all probably get frustrated when y'all really think, when you get the stereotypical, kind of like coin the ghetto black woman. I know that's it. But you got to think when you start thinking about the average, is this the average or is those outlier cases where like that one person, that one woman that goes off the deep end and really represent the community really, really bad, it speaks volume for everybody that's that's a part of the community but not taking place in the same activities, she makes everybody look bad. Like the good suffers for the bad.
Some things started to pop up in this conversation. Can you tell me about those things?
In actuality, surprisingly enough, in 2000, when we got together in 2012, the N-word, which I didn't know was still used in regular conversation, is.
What you mean is the N-word? The N-word is still being used all the time. Like, how do you not know that? Like, that's pretty normal. It's pretty normal. I'm gonna speed this up because the video is a little long, guys.
There were one example. We were watching a show or a movie, and we're sitting on the bed just watching a movie. And he says there was a situation where two white guys started chasing a black guy, and he says, "Oh, they're about to get that in." And I whipped my head over to him, and he literally did this. He stood straight. I said, "What did you just say?" He goes, "Huh?" He still didn't look at me. What did you just say?
Right? I feel you. I feel you.
You know, and then he said, "Oh, I said that guy's gonna get him." I said, "No, that's not really what you said." And you know.
Did you know after you said it that you shouldn't have?
Yeah, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I went, "Oh, what did I just say?"
What have I just done?
And I was trying to like.
You can tell he got deep-rooted racism. He was raised in that.
I could feel the heat. When they're staring at me, I'm like, I don't know what to do now.
Honestly, though, Mr. Weldon, where you come from, do you use that term freely?
I mean, it was used pretty often because most of my family, I mean, they're kind of not really racist, but they're prejudiced of some sort. You know, and growing up like that, it wasn't any big thing using the N-word, you know. But I've learned over the years, it's pretty hurtful and degrading, and I didn't realize at the time.
What did you expect when you were gonna hook up with a black woman? Did you have any idea?
I was scared to death, to be honest. I was intimidated, and I was nervous as a wreck. I hadn't dated nobody in like 16 years because my previous relationship, I was with the girl for 15 years and married for almost 10.
So, Ms. Hugo, some other things came up during the course of your relationship. You say he frequently referred to you as my black girlfriend.
Right.
Explain that to me.
You know, I would tell my friend, "Oh, I met this guy." Or I'd tell my mom, "Oh, I met this guy." He would say, he would tell his friend, "Oh, I met this black girl," or "I met this girl. She's black."
You never stood alone. You were always designated as the black girl.
Right, which made me feel different. Right. You know, it was always a distinction. That's what I'm saying. It was always a distinction. He always had to justify that I was black.
Mr. Weldon, what do you have to say about that? Was that true?
Yes, Your Honor, but a lot of my friends are growing up in school and stuff were prejudiced. I mean, I hung out with skinheads for my junior year, and then after I got away from that, because I realized it was stupid, that I shouldn't hate somebody just because of the color of their skin, because I don't know anything about them.
Right.
Why should I hate,
right.
you know? And then I introduced her like that because I didn't want my friends to just be shocked all of a sudden.
Wow.
I mean, I took her to meet one of my friends in Gorman. We came into the house, and I kind of warned him that she was black, and we came in the house, and he got Confederate flags all over the walls.
Right.
Some stuff that was kind of, you know.
Why would you do that, bro?
In his defense, I will say this. He's introducing you into an environment where, you know, they're not around a lot of black people, and he was just up letting them know, this is you, my girlfriend, and she's black, and don't get crazy with it.
Well, I'm warning you right now. I'm in love with a black woman. I don't need you tripping out on me when I bring it to, you know, the bonfire, brother. You know, I don't just chill, all right? You know, we're gonna have the yard hangout, the kickback. Just relax. She's okay. All right.
I'm trying to tell you, you know, just kind of give a heads up because it was going to be jarring to that community. Not to yours, but to that community. Having said that, I'm going to say this. I understand that you are concerned that he's not really committed to this relationship because of past relationships. So I want you to explain to me why you feel that way.
All right, guys, this is a little bit nuts. So these two met on a kind of room here, bringing her. I wanted to
Coming out of this marriage, it devastated him.
Ms. Hughes.
You know, I actually was, okay, well, I'll be there as a friend for you. His life, granted, you know.
Commitment to this relationship.
There was always an arm's length distance kept between me and his family, between me and his life. Granted.
Ms. Hugo, what gives you concern with respect to his commitment to this relationship?
There was always an arm's length distance kept between me and his family, between me and his life. granted, you know, when I did meet him, he was coming out of a relationship, a marriage. And, you know, I actually was, okay, well, I'll be there as a friend for you. And coming out of this marriage, it devastated him.
Ms. Hughes, I'm going to interrupt you. You're talking about a lot of things that are perfectly true and interesting. But I want to tell you what stuck out to me. He's just kind of a jerk to you.
Yes, ma'am.
White, black, or otherwise,
Right.
just unkind.
Absolutely.
And I want you to tell me some of the things that he's done, because the back of my hair is already up.
Right.
Back of my head. The hair on the back of my head is already up.
When I was pregnant, I needed a lot of help. I was at a risk pregnancy. I'm an older, you know, in the terms of being pregnant, I'm an older pregnant woman.
Yeah, okay. What didn't he do?
He wouldn't come home sometimes. I spent the first 3 months of my pregnancy in bed because I literally couldn't get up. And
Didn't you text him one day and say, look, I'm hungry, I can't get up, I can't get any food, I'm bedridden, and he just didn't do it?
One day, that happened very often. Anytime I was hungry, he was the only person that could help me. And in many cases, it was me texting him saying, please come home, you know, or can you bring something to eat? And, you know, maybe 2 days later, you know, that to me, 2 days is a long time.
And wouldn't he leave you alone with a sick baby while go out drinking with his friends?
Yep. My baby ended up having some health issues.
Right. And he was boozing.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you were pregnant with the second baby, wasn't he talking to other women?
That happened the whole relationship. But I didn't find out. I didn't find out the seriousness of it until as time has gone on. So yes.
Brother, you absolutely cooked, man. You absolutely cooked. Not only were you just keeping your black wife, girlfriend, baby mama, you was ashamed of her, to be honest. That's what you experimented. This is what it sounds like. You had a little something, something. You were okay with not being prejudiced anymore. That didn't make sense to you. You like what you liked. You had a little connection. You dibble-dabbed in it, and you liked it. And you kept dibble-dabbing in it, all right? You had to make it be known that this lady was black. You got her pregnant. And since you got her pregnant, that made you depressed. Why? Because you probably wasn't proud of what you did. You wasn't proud that you made a black woman pregnant. You wasn't proud that you was having a baby late in age, but you did it, brother. You got to answer to your own mistakes. That's what you did. And therefore, she's at risk asking for your help from your, not only just half of her doing, your half of your doing too, and you're the man capable of doing this, but yet you fall short, cheat, or go see other women, drink while this person's here suffering, in pain, probably needing your help. You know, all these sort of things. Gave you the chance, tried to love you, tried to be your friend, and this is what you did. That's crazy, dude.
Son was so ill that you had to quit your job to care for him. And did he say to you, so what, you just giving up now?
Yes, well, because I had to quit my job, of course, that's causing some financial issues. And so I looked at him, hey, you got to help me with some of these bills. You know, I've done everything I can. I've gone through all of my resources. So when I was kind of angry that he was like, well, why don't you go do this? Why don't you go do this? I'm like, now it's time for you to do this.
Something, right.
He actually said to me, well, what, are you just going to give up?
I got you. Mr. Weldon, that's a whole lot of incoming. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to defend yourself.
That boy is not. That boy is cooked. Defend what? Defend what?
You know, recently I've realized she's been right about it, and I regret some of the things I've done, and I can't change what has happened in the past, but.
What's with all the disregard? I mean, I think all of those things, when you stack them up together, is you actively saying to her, you're really not that important. You're really not that important.
That's true.
And I want to ask if you have any insight on why you felt the need to keep telling her she's really not that important.
I was a jerk at the time. I didn't understand.
Well, have you unjerked yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How did you get de-jerked?
At the time I was doing a lot of stuff, I had a drinking problem, and I was sometimes not in my right mind. And I mean, I can't blame it on that totally, but I went through an old cell phone and I was reading some of the text messages that had gone back and forth between us, and I sat there and I just couldn't believe the things I did and said to her that she's done nothing but help me, and all I did was treat her terrible. I mean,
he told another woman that he loved her and sent pictures of your children to her. Is that true?
It was on my birthday. He was speaking to another woman, and he had told her, she'd asked, well, do you have any feelings for this person? Because he had just called me his baby's mama kind of thing. That's how he would refer to me. And she asked, so, how do you feel? Or are you ever going to get back with her? And in the message, he said, no, I don't love her anymore. I don't have those feelings for her anymore. It's all about my kids. And then proceeded to send her pictures of our kids.
Boy, you absolutely cooked, dude. You absolutely cooked, bro. I don't see you walking out of this courtroom unscathed, man. But let's just go ahead and jump to the final.
Somebody with you know, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah. Oh, we have a baby. You know, when she's vulnerable, when she's feeling safe, you just knock her legs out of her. You can't go any lower than that, especially when you knock her legs out of her, she falls on top of those kids that you gave her. Let me say this, Ms. Hugum. You love him and you're going to stay with him. What I would recommend is you a little bit and make him prove it. Always let him see his kids. If you want to date him, that's fine. But before you open your heart to him again, he's got to prove over the long term he knows how to speak to you. He knows how to love you. He knows how to be frustrated around you. He knows how to put down the bottle when he's with you. He knows how to act if he picks up the bottle and still doesn't call you out your name. Do you understand what I'm saying
Absolutely.
to you? He has to prove it to you. He has to be uncertain of you so that he knows he has to fight to keep you. You with me on that one?
Absolutely.
Never another Tuesday, Mr. Weldon. Never. You with me?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
every Tuesday, when you whittle away the mother, the kiddies go too.
Yes, ma'am.
You gonna be strong? Gonna be a
Absolutely.
strong black woman? You know what I mean? Know how to stand the ground?
Absolutely.
All of that.
Absolutely.
This matter is adjourned.
Be like, but I feel like that would be a very difficult, perfect example of one of the reasons. So I really feel
Deserve another chance to try to make this relationship work, but I do love Monica, and I've come to me because of him. But
Well, it looks like I was wrong. They're gonna stay together, man. They're gonna try to work things out. But y'all, let me know what y'all think. Should Monica stay? Should she take up the judge's suggestions? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.